Hi, my name's Adam and today I'll be talking you through one of our QK25 Combi models of filtration. It is available in a drum only, however today I will be showing you the full Combi version which will be dealing with your mechanical and your biological filtration. So like the name suggests, the QK25 can handle a maximum capacity of 25,000 litres an hour. That's going through the mechanical drum filtration. The unit is comprised of the first chamber being the mechanical drum, and the second chamber, the moving bed biological filtration. The unit is comprised of a 120 micron mesh screen on the drum. It has an external cleaning pump, a double float switch, 3 inlets and 2 outlets. Okay, so firstly I'd like to show and demonstrate the mechanical side, the real heart of this filtration, which can be found in the first initial chamber, just behind this piece here. So initially, you've got your 3 inlets at the bottom. They're all on 4-inch spigots. So customers will usually set up 2 bottom drains and a skimmer, for example, on this one. However, you can cap them off. You don't have to use all 3. You can just have 1 bottom drain going into the unit here. So once the water passes through the initial chamber, which we call the dirty chamber here, all the water is forced through the inside of the drum. So that water then will trap the waste on the inside of that mesh. As the water is pushed out, it's obviously pushed out clean. Now on this gravity-fed model, there is a float switch sensor on the exterior of the drum, and that will obviously activate as the drum gets dirty. So as your pump is working away at 20,000 litres, for example, it's drawing 20,000 out. However, the drum may not be able to process 20,000 litres an hour anymore. So naturally, the outside chamber will drop in terms of level, and this will activate the float switch. So our systems are not set up automatically to go off on a time period. They'll just clean when they need to. And obviously seasonally, you'll find it cleaning a lot more regularly in summer and less so in winter. You can adjust the sensitivity of the float by raising and lowering this float switch using the Allen keys, just to get more sensitivity out of it and to suit your level in the water. So when your drum builds up enough dirt and debris on the inside, it'll obviously activate the float switch on the exterior on this gravity-fed model. That will activate the cleaning cycle. So on this, there's a double float switch. The initial float switch will activate the cleaning cycle. And then if there are any irregularities, i.e. if you've got a restriction in your pipework, so blanket weed is built up or anything like that, that means that the water cannot be supplied to the unit as efficiently as before, and your levels continue to drop, it'll activate the second float switch. Now that there is a fail-safe that's built in, which will disengage your circulation pump if it feels like your pond is in risk of being run dry, or you've got a leak or a restriction somewhere. It'll cut in to save you potentially emptying that pond. So when the level does drop on the exterior, the first float is activated. Now when it does that, it does 1 full clean of the drum, so the full rotation, which takes approximately 13 seconds. So after 1 full rotation, the waste is pushed down through the mesh by the spray bar and down into the waste chute. Now for this demonstration model, I've just had to recirculate the water. However, on your model at home, you would have this coming down and then reduced down on the fall for the waste to go off to the drain or a sump tank or something like that for you to pump it off to wherever it needs to go. The water for the spray bar is actually supplied from the bio chamber. So this pump here, which is included in the unit, will draw out from the clean side on the bio and spray up and over the spray bar there. So on a cleaning cycle, it'll use approximately 1.5 litres on this particular model. So it's not depleting that much water out of your pond. In fact, you're going to lose more from evaporation than you are from this cleaning. Once the cleaning cycle has completed, naturally the level should increase again to then reset that initial float switch. That'll allow then for it to build up slowly over time and then activate again later when it needs to. So if there is an issue and the level does continue to drop on the exterior side, there is that built-in fail-safe that will cut that circulation pump. So if I hit that now, that will turn off the shower pump accordingly. Whichever pump is plugged into the specific plug on the control unit, it'll cut that for you as a fail-safe. So once your water has been mechanically cleaned, i.e. the waste has been trapped on the inside of the drum, pushed out clean, it's effectively been polished by the 120 micron screen, the water then travels through the centre of the unit into the biochamber. Now, like the name suggests, this biochamber will do all the biological filtration of your pond in the form of a fluidised bed. So this particular chamber can house 100 litres of K1 media or equivalent. It works with a nice small 40 litre a minute pump just to keep that bed moving around. Now the beauty of that is the media effectively stays a little bit cleaner as it knocks into each other. It releases any debris that may have got through the system and then maximises your surface area for bacteria to colonise onto. So once nice and mature, that media will be a nice lovely brown colour and this will really increase the surface area for bacteria to colonise onto, so that your nitrogen cycle in terms of your ammonia to nitrite, nitrite to nitrate is all handled within that one chamber. So this model in particular is fitted with the optional shower. Now this shower recirculates water up and over the biochamber, so using the shower really assists in helping keep that water not just clear but also free of ammonia and nitrite, which is really obviously detrimental to the fish's health. So when we talk about water quality, we're not just referring to the crystal clear water that you see here, you're also referring to the nitrogen cycle and the build-up of waste that obviously toxins produced as a byproduct, which the bacteria will help in breaking down and making into much safer nitrate. So included in the price, the control box is comprised of a few key features. First and foremost is the isolation cutoff. If you turn this, it'll switch all of those pumps off and make the manual cleaning inactive. That's if you ever want to do any maintenance and remain safe. Obviously you want all the electricity to be shut off to obviously avoid any risk of electric shock. On this particular model you have the drum motor. So this is plugged in here. The drum motor sits at the back of the unit and is comprised of a normal electrical motor on one step down cog, which is housed nice and neatly inside that unit there. Now the cog itself, it all sits on the clean side of the drum so it doesn't build up any detritus, so you shouldn't get a build up of waste in there affecting the efficiency of that motor and that turning cycle. The second switch is for your cleaning pump, so your external cleaning pump that's included in the unit, that is plugged into this one. So once you've got those two simultaneously plugged in, then the float switch will just activate these two circuits so that they both work at the same time. The third plug on this unit is the circulation pump. So that's where you'd, on this gravity fed model, have a pump returning back to your pond to recirculate the water. Now as explained before with the double float switch, if that second float is activated, it will cut this particular plug. So it's there as your fail safe. And last but not least, this spare plug socket on the end here is a 220 volt supply, and it can be used to power your air pump for your biological filtration for the moving bed, or it can be used for something low wattage like the UV. There is a manual cleaning function on the control box, so you can press and hold that for as long as needs be to manually rotate that drum round. If you're wanting to give it a bit of an inspection, for example, you don't need to do the full cleaning cycle, you can just press and hold accordingly. The minute you lift your finger off, it stops the cycle again. So again, if you want to do an inspection, or if you've got a little bit of a build-up of detritus in there you want to just flush through, that manual cleaning button is a godsend. So the QK25 Combi can come as a pump or gravity fed system, this one in particular being gravity fed. But if you were to opt for the pump fed option, there'd be two significant changes. So your outlets, which are found at the bottom on this unit, will be much higher up. That allows for the water to come up to the correct level in the biochamber and then naturally trickle back. The second biggest change will be the location of the float switch. So this float switch will actually be inverted upside down in the dirty chamber. So as your pump pumps in the water and this builds up a bit of a detritus in there, naturally the level will increase in the dirty chamber as the drum can no longer process the same quantity of water that it was previously pumping through it at, and that will then hit that first float switch. So in exactly the same process as explained on the gravity fed model, that initial float switch will activate the cleaning cycle, and the second one there as that fail safe. So if you've got that circulation pump plugged into this controller, then it will cut that as a fail safe to save you dumping all your water down your waste chute. So there's a couple of optional extras that you can include as part of a package deal with this QK25. First and foremost is the media for the fluidized bed. So that 100 litres of biological filtration can be added. We appreciate that a lot of people may already have this in an existing system, which is why the standalone unit does not come with it. The second optional extra will be our 40 watt amalgam UV. Now, this is actually manufactured by the same manufacturer of the drum, and it's specifically designed in this model to sit in the dirty chamber, fully submerged on a tank connector there so it doesn't move around. This saves on additional pipe work and potential fail points, so it keeps everything nice and tidy cable wise in there. Plus that 40 watt amalgam bulb is good for up to 2 years use, and it's capable of working on ponds up to 7,500 gallons, so far exceeding the capacity that even the unit can handle. So a really good optional extra in here, tucked out the way, and like I said, really long service life. The last piece of additional equipment on this will be this shower. So for demonstration purposes, we've just got a little 2-tier one on this, but as a standard it comes as a 3-tier shower with the 100 litres of CSM. With this optional extra, you will need an additional circulation pump. So like demonstrated here, you would need one circulation pump just running the shower alone, and you'll be utilising the second outlet down there to return water to the pond. And obviously your return pump can be anything up to 25,000 litres an hour, which is obviously the maximum capacity for the drum. However, I wouldn't recommend running this unit at 25,000 litres an hour. Although the drum can handle it, you would be spoiling the efficiency of the biochamber. So to run the bio a little bit slower will actually improve the water quality in terms of ammonium nitrate. Having a much longer contact time with the water and the media in there will really aid in getting those levels down. So finally, there's probably two big questions left unanswered. First and foremost, is this suitable for my pond? This particular model will be suitable for ponds up to 3 to 3,500 gallons. So that whole body of water passing through here 1.5 times an hour is within the optimum limits of this filter. Secondly, where can you pick one up? You can come in store, we can talk you through the whole model and order it here, or you can buy it directly on the website, where you can also find the full range of QK filtration right up to the very large 65,000 litre an hour combi behind me. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.